Nice day out here today. Gonna go ahead and do some work on Thor, or Hulk. Get Hulk all situated as far as this water pump. See you in a minute. Just looking at everything that I gotta take off to get this water pump, which is right here. It's my water pump. Which, as you can see, is leaking. Alright, I removed my cap so I can release the pressure. I took my top hose off of my water pump, my top radiator hose off of my water pump. I removed the cosmetics that sit up here. These three hoses that's connected to the water pump that's going to the heater core, well, these two hoses, these got to come off. Lower radiator hose right here, that has to come off. But now I'm ready to jack it up so I can get underneath and get to my drain cock so I can release the fluid out of the water pump, because if I don't, the fluid that's sitting inside of here is going to make it difficult for me to take the water pump off without it getting messy and having fluid everywhere. Just curious to look underneath at how clean this truck is. For it to be a 2003, the undercarriage of this truck is beautiful. Very good shape. Very, very good shape. Alright, now I'm about to pull the drain plug out, pull the drain down, open up the petcock, let the antifreeze come out. Okay, just a quick rewind. I took off the top radiator hose, disconnected the top radiator hose from the top of the water pump. As you can see, I still got antifreeze inside the water pump. In order to get that antifreeze out of the water pump, I got to loosen up the petcock on the radiator, which I'm ready to do that now. These two hoses right here, these are the heater core hoses that's connected to the water pump that go inside of the heater core, going through the firewall, as you can see. Those hoses got to come off, and as well as this lower radiator hose got to come off as well. But I'm not going to remove those yet until I drain the antifreeze out of the radiator. Once I drain the antifreeze out of the radiator, I'll go ahead and remove those hoses. Go ahead and put my clamp on my pulley to stop it from turning. Then I can go ahead and take off my fan clutch. Just a quick recap. Everything is secured. Jack stands. So now, ready to go ahead and drain this radiator so we can go ahead and get the ball rolling. I also got to remove this shroud right here. The shroud has to come off so I can have better access. So when I pull the fan off, I can have better access without anything getting into my way. Petcock released. Now you can see antifreeze is leaving the water pump. So while that's draining, I'm gonna go ahead and take this shroud off. Alright, in order to remove the shroud, it's just two 10mm bolts at the top. One here and one right there at the end. You also have your tie-ins right here. As you can see that. I can get my finger. You have your tie-ins right there. They come up so you don't have to pull the whole shroud up. So let me get my tool to pop those up. And the top part of this shroud should come off. Alright, once you remove your 4 tie-ins, one, two, and there's 2 more on the other side. Remove your top radiator hose and your shroud. Should come up. No problem. That's how you remove your top part of your shroud. Now we have better access to removing the water pump. Let's move the top radiator hose out the way. Now we're going to remove the 3 hoses on the bottom of the water pump. Alright, this is the removal of the first hose. Sometimes it's a little difficult to do it with one hand. Be right back. In order to get the fan off, I had to use my C-clamp on my serpentine belt and my water pump pulley. Then I used my grip pliers and a torque bar to put right here on this nut, and I twist it right on off. That's how you remove your fan. Okay, with the actual removal of the water pump, 10mm bolts. So you'll need your 10mm socket, sometimes maybe an extension, but you got your 10mm bolts. One is on the reverse side. And once we take those 10mm bolts off, everything else should come right on off. Then we can look into replacing our water pump. Once you take all your bolts out, that's the removal of your water pump. Clean that area off. Make sure no debris get inside of the block. This is the old water pump. This is the old water pump that came out of Hawk. This is the new one that's going into Hawk. Remember, I got to take this pulley off. This for the belt adjuster, and I got to mount it up here. Make sure we have everything we need. We got everything that we need in the bag. Let's make sure there's nothing is stuck up here. We're gonna clean that up a little bit. Just want to show you that everything is put back together. There's the new water pump. This is the next day. Still got the same amount of antifreeze in my container. Everything looked good.